Alright guys, we're going to try something different today. We're going to try a chicken pesto rotisserie chicken. Now, I've never done this before, but we're going to try it. This is it, Delicato pesto alla Genovese. I don't know the quality of this pesto, but the way we're going to cook this is hopefully it'll just basically fall apart off of the rotisserie. That's the desired effect that I'd like to get with this chicken. So I think what we're going to try to do, I'm going to fill this cavity with, let me see if I can remember how that goes. Okay, I'm going to fill this cavity with some of this pesto, and I'm going to wipe the rest of it on the outside. Get a good dollop of it there. Now, I've never done this before. I didn't read this in a recipe or anything. I'm just figuring this might taste good. Get that all in there. Now, if you're gonna use the whole thing, then you shouldn't do what I just did, which is put that spoon back in there, because it's gonna foul the rest of the stuff here. But I'm probably gonna use this whole thing today, so I should be good. The rest of this I'm gonna put all around the outside here. I'll just lather it on there. This should taste good. And then I'm going to wrap it in foil, and it's going on this rotisserie. So what happens is, it has olive oil in it. The olive oil will basically make this very moist, and it'll kind of soak into the meat. And all of this stuff the juices of this it'll just basically bathe in its juices. And this I can't imagine why this wouldn't be a good recipe. Now, it appears as though I'm using too much, but what we're going to do next is we're going to put rice under this and let it collect the drippings. See if we can figure out how to do this part. Alright, good there. Now we should just be able to wrap this up. We should put some down here too, underneath it. There we go. All right. And rotisserie. Now, this rotisserie was one of the really cool things about this farmhouse. It's right built into the oven. So what you have is a really good way to bake stuff and really get the full amount of goodness out of it. That's the beauty of this rotisserie here. And this thing, it'll be on there for about 4 or 5 hours. Well, 3 hours I think is typical, 2 to 3 hours. And it'll literally be falling off the bone. You want to get this on there nice and tight. You don't want that to slide. I've had that happen before. And learned a little lesson. You've got to come under here and under here. You want to do something like this, and you want to do something like this. Do it nice and tight. And you want to make sure these ends are tight. So as this thing starts to rotate, the juices will just be all inside there. Now, this little device here goes here. This goes here. Then you take this. I want to make sure and aim it right in the hole there. Okay. And we're going. Now what I normally do too is I put plate under here to catch all the goodness. Put a little bit of water in here. That's so it just doesn't. And usually what I do is I put this in here like this. Creates a platform for it. And what that'll do is it'll catch all that. And when it catches it, it's going to create goodness. And then we're going to put rice in this. So it's going to be a rice chicken pesto as soon as the drippings start filling up that little lower catch area. Alright, so I dropped a little rice in there. This is going to be good. And you see the drippings are starting to drip down into the rice there. As that rice soaks up that water, it's going to be like a pesto rice. So I usually go about 2 hours on this.